welcome you guys to the 11th Annual African Student Organization Spring Forum. My name is Ife Numa Anyeneku. I am the president of ASO. I'm also a third-year PhD student in Education Policy, Organization, and Leadership. A little brief background about African Student Organization. We've been around on campus for the last 50 years. We'll be discussing more about our history through Moore's presentation. You can kind of find that on the program. But we're a registered student organization here at the U of I, and our goal and purpose is to unite African students with the goal of raising their political consciousness and providing progressive leadership on issues relating to Africa. We also provide student members with an environment conducive to successful completion of their academic objectives. We would like to also create and identify opportunities for members from the African continent and members of African descent in the diaspora to understand each other and their different backgrounds and enhance awareness about African issues, culture, and values. We help incoming African students settle and adjust to studying here at the U of I and give them material and moral support in pursuing their educational goals. We provide a forum for discussion and debate of matters of special interest to African unity and development. We build networks, forge links, and cooperation with other African student organizations from other institutions. We also promote racial, gender, ethnic, political, and economic equity and build unity and solidarity, especially with African Americans and other third world peoples and organizations. So thank you for coming for this morning's session. I hope you all enjoyed the refreshments that we have outside, and we also will be serving lunch at noon in room 2050. Without further ado, I would like for our advisors over at the Center for African Studies, Dr. Barrow, to welcome everybody here with a word. Can you please give a round of applause?
Good morning, everybody, and welcome everybody. I am Maimuna Barrow. I'm Associate Director at the Center for African Studies here at the University of Illinois. I would like to welcome everybody, whether you're from campus or outside of campus. But special welcome to those who came from out of town to be here, especially our keynote speaker, Dr. Abubakar Ba. We'll get a chance to introduce him later. So welcome again. Spring is here, and what do we have? The African Student Organization Forum. We always look forward to this event. It looks like every year it gets better. You look at the program. I always go back to earlier, previous ASO. Last year we had actually I remember 2 years ago we had a theme around Africa Rising. Then last year was Africa in the 21st century, right? If I remember correctly. And today we're talking about the unspoken myth or unspoken myths and realities about an emerging Africa. So we're still around the same issues around this continent rising. We also know about some of the challenges and the opportunities. So we're probably going to be discussing this issue for a long time, right? So this is exciting. You look at the papers and you know that more and more we are getting more interdisciplinary, right? And this is actually a necessity. Whether you're a student organization or you're working as faculty member, more and more we know that fields of study, when it comes to the study of Africa as a whole, interconnections have to be made, right? And this is what it's supposed to be. I look at the program, I see people from economics, people from business, in addition to the usual traditional field within the African studies major field. And if I just mention the fact that this organization started 50 years ago, I mean, I don't see myself as being one of the elders within our big African family here, but I can tell you that about 19 years ago was when I started my MA in African Studies, I was here as a master's student. And I remember participating in a forum where many of the participants were actually coming from the Midwest, because we were not such a major organization here to be able to come from different fields and then have something as rich as what we're having today. So we saw ourselves reaching out to students from all over the state to come here and present issues related to Africa. It was interdisciplinary, but I think more and more we're reaching out to areas like the professional schools, and that's what it's supposed to be. So whatever organization we're in, we're all, emergent Africa, we don't look at it as being Africa out there and there's something emerging. Whatever we're doing in our personal, or professional lives, that's part of an Africa emerging. But the more connections you make, the better. So I think I'm going to stop right here. I think these papers will go more into details about the issues I'm raising. And I don't know about you, but I think I'm here for the whole day. So I encourage you to stay put. If you have to go, maybe, if you really have to go and come back, right? So welcome again, everybody, and we look forward to interesting and very pertinent presentations. Thank you. This is from the Center for African Studies. Of course, I'm welcoming you on behalf of the Center for African Studies. And along the lines of things going on campus that we have to contribute to, when it comes to Africa, there are major events happening, especially next week. The first one that we're doing, actually it's not the first one, but I'm just going to go by the order I have here. Celebrate South African Freedom Day is on April 23rd. I have more flyers over there. Then we have a Minocom lecture on April 21st, right? On, what's the title again? Yeah. I'm going to read the title just to show you that we are all talking about emergent Africa here. Expanding opportunity in Africa, the next Einstein initiatives. This takes place April 21st at 4 p.m., right? And then the day after that, at the Center for African Studies, there will be a brown bag by the same speaker, and the speaker I forgot to mention is Neil Turok. He's at the African Institute for Mathematical Sciences and Perry Miller Institute for Theoretical Physics. Again, this goes back to the issues I raised earlier, how more and more Africa is expanding to fields that were not there traditionally, okay? So we all look forward to seeing you at these events, and again, thank you.